with me on Tuesday evening. Today, on this day, whoever is there with me on this live session would want to know, would get to know about being where you are. Well, what is the significance of this? How is this at all relevant? Being where you are. Are you there where you are? This is a big question today, and this is a big problem today. We, at most of the times, are not where we are. What do I mean by that? Well, when you are in the morning in the shower, where are you? In the shower or in the office? When you are on your breakfast table, where are you? On the breakfast table or in your office? When you are on your way to office, where are you? On the way to office or in your office? Well, most of the times, we are not where we are. We are in the shower, but we are in the office too. We are on the breakfast table, but we are in the office too. We are on the way to the office, but we are in the office too. Well, this has to change. If you really want to get better, if you really want to get successful, if you really want to improve yourself, you need to start to learn. You need to learn to be where you are. Well, it's kind of difficult. I remember my parents saying the same thing since my childhood. I say this to my child, to be where he is, to do what he is doing with full focus, with full concentration. And how can you do this? How can we be where we are? By just not being where we are not. By just saying a no to ourselves. Do you agree? Do you agree to this, that we can be where we are by learning to say a no to ourselves? That no, since we are not there, we won't think about it. Since we are not there, we won't be thoughtful about it. Since we are not there, I won't waste my time trying to be there. You need to talk to yourself. You need to speak to yourself. You need to say to yourself, no. If I am in the shower, I am going to enjoy the shower. If I am on my way to office, I am going to enjoy the ride. If I am on the breakfast table, I am going to enjoy the food that I am having. I am not going to be in the office until I am in the office. And this is something that you have to say to yourself. And do you think that this would happen the first time you start saying yourself? No, it won't. It won't happen the first time when you start doing this or start practicing this. This will take a little bit of time, but if you practice this consistently, you would learn, you would start being able to do this. It is said that when you're at work, when you are at play. Do not play at work, do not work at play. I was a very confused kind of a person. When I was on a holiday, I was thinking about the office. When I was in the office, I was thinking about the holiday. When I was out with my friends, I was thinking about my team members. When I was with my team members, I was thinking of my friends, and I was like always confused. Does this happen with you? I strongly believe that this happens with most of us, because if it happens with me, it must have happened. It must have been happening with you always. So what you need to start doing is, if you are at work, you work. If you are at play, you play. If you are out on a party, you party. You do not mix up things. You do not try to do everything all at once. And the most dangerous one is when you are at work but you are playing. When you are at work and thinking of the holiday, you are at work and you are thinking about the party that is going to happen in the night. This is the most dangerous thing, because work is not the place to not be serious about. Work is not the place to not think anything else about at that point of time. Your work requires your concentration. Your work requires your focus, and you can only be concentrated, you can only be focused when you are only thinking about that one work. Yes, it is also about the one work that you are doing at that point of time. You are not thinking about the other work or other things that are there in your calendar. at any given point of time, you are only doing that one work. You might have 10 other things to do in that particular day, but when you are doing that one thing, you are only and only doing that one thing. You are not thinking about anything else that is there on your table. You're not thinking of anything else. If you are working on your laptop, if you're writing a proposal for a client, you are only thinking about that client and the proposal. You have switched off the notifications, you have switched off the emails, you have switched off your mobile phone, you have done everything, you have put everything off, because you have been concentrating on doing that one thing. And we are always disturbed, we are always irritated, we are always frustrated, because we have been trying to do a lot of things. We have been trying to multitask. Go and have a look at your desktop. Go and have a look at how many tabs are open on your system. There would be at least 10-15 tabs open. There must be at least a number of files and folders open in your system which you have not worked on. Not maybe you might have not worked on them today, but maybe you would have not worked on the same files or the folders that are still open on your desktop for a few days now. But still it's open and it's still distracting you because you haven't completed that task. It is pending in your list and you are worried about it, and when you have moved on to the next task without completing the previous one, now you have two tasks. You are thinking about all the incomplete tasks and you have jumped onto the next task. So what do we learn here? We learn that we would be doing one thing at a time and we will be completing that one thing that we are doing. We won't leave things incomplete, because if you leave things incomplete, because if you are not completing of the things, you are not closing that file, you are not closing that folder, you are not closing that tab, and if you are not closing that tab, that folder, that file, and moving on to the next task, the previous one keeps hovering around you, keeps moving around in your eyes, keeps coming in front of your eyes, and keeps reminding you that you haven't completed me. It keeps reminding you that you have to go back to the old task that you left incomplete. So to be focused on one task at a time, you need to make sure that you are completing that one task that you are on. You are not leaving that one task incomplete. Learn to say a no here as well. Do not jump onto the next task until you complete the task in hand. This is one thing that I need to learn. This is one thing that you need to learn to be less puzzled, to be less confused, and to be more productive, to be more efficient, to be more effective. This is one thing that you need to do. Complete the task in hand. Do not try to multitask. Focus on one thing at a time. When you are at work, be at work. When you are at play, be at play. When you are with your friends, be with your friends. Do not jumble things up. Do not mix things up. Do not play around things, because your life is not to be played around. Yes, it is important that you have fun. It is important that you laugh. It is important that you are happy, but it is not to be It is not to be joked around. It is not to be, laughed around. Your life is to be taken seriously. It is to be taken really, really, really seriously. So this was one thing that I wanted to talk to you about on this Tuesday. I hope you learned something about it. I hope you now understood why you should be where you are, why when you are at work you should be working, why when you are at play you should be playing, when you are at the party you should be partying. You should be doing that one thing. Do not try to be a mobile phone that is multitasking. Do not try to be a laptop that has multiple tabs open, because your brain, human brain, cannot multitask. It can only do one thing at a time. Do not multitask. Do not try to multitask. Do not clutter your mind. Do not puzzle up your mind, because if you try to do this, you become less efficient. You become less effective. Your brain does not give you the right output, because you are mixing up the inputs over there. Any questions? Feel free to ask me in the comments below and I'll be helping you with the answers. So, how was the day? Loved the video? Loved what I said about mixing up the day? Loved what I said about doing one thing at a time? Focusing, concentrating, and doing a lot more? If yes, tell me in the comments below. I'm waiting for your questions, your comments, anything that you think is right, anything that you think is wrong that I said. I would love to hear from all of you on those things. See you tomorrow at the same time with a new topic. Have a good day. Bye bye.